My fellow Americans, I got one word for you guys. Unite. What we need is less fighting in this country and more dialogue. I mean, come on. We need to talk about our differences and not talk at each other or shout at each other, but talk with one another, listen to one another, have a dialogue, have an open mind. I mean, I'm a white guy. I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot of wisdom by actually sitting down and listening to Malcolm X. And I mean, if we just sit down and listen to each other rather than just talk about each other or at each other, we could get way further along, and we could find a lot more common ground and come together to unite to solve the problems we all collectively face. I mean, it's like, for example, the Boogaloo movement and Black Lives Matter. I mean, there's a lot of people that are oppressed by police. The mentally handicapped, the mentally ill, a whole bunch of other people that are profiled. Not just black people. But the fact is that Black Lives Matter is the only one is the only group that's doing anything about it and gaining a lot of momentum. So if you're against police brutality, don't hesitate to throw your weight behind and support behind Black Lives Matter. I mean, George Floyd's death was tragic, and it was horrible. So was Duncan Lamps and Daniel Shavers. If Black Lives Matter succeeds, the white victims of police brutality will get justice along with the black ones. So instead of focusing on the stupid stuff, focus on the end goal, Focus on the steak, not the peas, as they would say. And I've had dialogue with a lot of people across the racial lines and things like that. Speaking of racial lines, I think the concept of race just needs to be abolished. A lot of scientists have said there's absolutely no basis for it whatsoever. In any case, this is not a scripted interview or anything like that. I did not script this at all. But it's like, I've talked with people, I've listened to people, and I have learned a lot. I have marched with Black Lives Matter, and I will do so again. Not because I'm some pinko communist, but because I think this police brutality stuff needs to stop. And we need to work on the problems we all collectively face. For example, I think the drug war should have ended long ago. It's too costly and too much infringement on our rights. You see, the lockdowns during the COVID-19 crisis, the COVID-19 is and was very real. But the fact is, the government really overstepped its boundaries to insert a lot of control over us. They're using this as a grand social experiment. And I actually listened to an example of armed militia getting together with Black Lives Matter protesters and talking about a conflict they had. And it turned out the police were trying to agitate both of them to get them to fight. And, as Jim Mattis said, we have a president who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. Instead, he tries to divide us. And so far, we are witnessing 3 years plus of immature leadership. And, we are a nation, one nation under God, and we need to come together for all our sakes, because we could very well have a civil war if we don't. And if you want a civil war, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a cop, a soldier, a Boogaloo boy, a BLM, INFAC, Antifa, or some sort of neo-Nazi. I don't care. If you want a civil war at a time like this, you're fucking stupid. Do you have any idea how much damage it would do to this country? I mean, this country's economy would be gutted. We'd be reduced to third world status. No running water, no electricity. And not to mention, it would give other countries like Russia and China, etc., the opportunity to come over here and do whatever the fuck they want. And trust me, you do not want to live in that world. Take it from William T. Sherman. War is hell, and war is cruelty. And it's like Glory was a great movie, but it was with a horrible title. War isn't dirty, it is nasty, and it is brutal, and you do not want to deal with it, trust me. Anyway, we need to come together. Talk with each other, not at each other, and not about each other. See, I try to go to the source and find out what people stand for themselves, say for themselves, and I normally find out that I've been told a lot of lies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace out.